He was a man who held the world in his grasp before he turned 30, a conqueror whose name echoed from the hills of Macedonia to the sands of India. But was his destiny forged by the gods, or was it carved from the ambition of a mortal man haunted by the specter of his own mortality? This is the story of Alexander. In the kingdom of Macedonia, a prince was born, not of mere mortal lineage, but said to be descended from heroes. This was Alexander, son of the formidable King Philip II. While Philip forged a military machine unlike any the world had seen, his son was shaped by a different master, the great philosopher, Aristotle. Under his tutelage, Alexander's mind became as sharp as any blade. Learning of philosophy, medicine, and the epic tales of heroes like Achilles, a figure he would seek to emulate, and even surpass. Even in his youth, there was an untamable fire, a brilliant and dangerous spark that hinted at the world-shattering storm to come. But destiny is often accelerated by tragedy. In 336 BC, King Philip was assassinated, cut down in a theater, his grand plans for Persia left unfinished. The throne was thrown into chaos. Rivals circled like vultures, believing the young prince was too green to hold the crown. They were fatally mistaken. With ruthless speed, Alexander eliminated every threat. He secured Macedonia, crushed rebellions in Greece, and stood before his father's army not as a boy but as their king. His vision was no longer just his father's dream. It was his own magnified an empire, where East and West would become one, under his rule. With Greece united behind him, Alexander turned his gaze east, toward the colossal Persian Empire, a civilization that had dwarfed Greece for centuries. At the Battle of the Granicus, he led the charge himself, a near-suicidal act of bravery that shattered the Persian lines. At Issus, he faced King Darius III himself, and putting the great king to flight. The final nail in the coffin of Persian dominance came at Gaugamela. Against overwhelming odds, Alexander's tactical genius carved a path through the heart of the Persian army, forcing Darius to flee once more and leaving the empire his for the taking. He marched into Egypt not as a conqueror, but as a liberator. There, the oracles proclaimed him a son of a god, a pharaoh. On the coast, he founded a city that would become a beacon of learning and culture for 1,000 years, Alexandria. Yet, conquering Persia was not enough. Alexander's ambition knew no bounds. He pushed his weary army ever eastward, into the unknown lands of Central Asia and toward the mythical rivers of India. His men, who had followed him through fire and desert, began to falter. They had reached the edge of their known world, and their spirit was breaking. Alexander himself was changing. The lines between king, hero, and god began to blur in his own mind. His obsession with his divine status grew, and a darkness crept into his leadership, a paranoia that saw friends as potential traitors. The man who had inspired unparalleled loyalty was now feared by those closest to him. Even so, his impact was permanent. Alexander's campaigns redrew the map of the world. His military tactics are still studied in academies today. He didn't just conquer lands. He married cultures. This fusion of Greek and Eastern traditions created a new Hellenistic world, a legacy of art, science, and thought that would shape the future. But his fame is a double-edged sword. To some, he remains the ultimate hero, a brilliant military mind and visionary leader. To others, he is a tyrant, a warmonger whose ambition was paid for with rivers of blood. Then, in Babylon, at the very heart of his new empire, the end came. Not on the battlefield, but in a fevered bed. At just 32 years old, Alexander the Great was dead. The cause remains one of history's greatest mysteries. Was it fever, poison, or something else? We will never know. With his final breath, his empire fractured. His generals, the Diadochi, tore his vast conquests apart, fighting over the spoils like wolves. The unified world he had bled for died with him. Alexander became more than a man. He became a myth, an immortal legend trapped in the pages of history. His story is a haunting reminder that even the greatest empires are built by mortals, and all that is built by mortal hands will one day turn to dust. Power grants a man the world, but it cannot grant him a single moment beyond his time. If history's darkest legends fascinate you, follow the path and subscribe.